Marcus Toole.
Hi. First, the Marcus Toole, 8 Crescent Avenue, Statesboro, Georgia. I'm not here to fuss at you. I'm just here to remind the community that when you try to force the county to interfere with a city annexation for housing, that what you're doing is causing both the county and the city to spend money on lawyers to do something that isn't going to accomplish anything or change any facts on the ground. All it is you're taking dollar bills and burning it. You might as well put it in a trash can. And we're not talking small dollar bills. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars in dollar bills. The other thing I want to say is, while we're on the subject of taxes, once again, I'm not fussing at you guys. Lately, some of the folks who complain the most about taxes in our community just engaged in got a settlement from the Downtown Development Authority for about $80,000, plus whatever legal fees the Downtown Development Authority, though that was tax money generated from hotel and motel taxes. It was earmarked to promote commerce in downtown, which generates sales tax, which this county can use. And so, as I said, some of the people who complain most about taxes just drained $80,000 for the coffers because they don't know how to behave at a tabling event. And so I'll just put it there. Thank you.
Lawton Sack.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I come before you again. This is one of the reasons I actually signed up this evening, to clarify some of the false statements made by Marcus Toole in a public event. First and foremost, the $80,000 settlement that was offered to us came from the insurance company. None of this money came from the taxpayers. That is untrue. Further, our participation in the First Friday events is one that is protected by the First Amendment. And every time that we start a county commission meeting, we start with a Pledge of Allegiance that talks about rights and liberty and justice for all. Even those of us that choose to complain about what the county or the city or our government is doing. And I would hope that each and every one of you would hold that as a fundamental right for all citizens to be able to express your voice. It is a First Amendment right that you use as commissioners as you come together, as you assemble together, as you speak to the public. And there are protections for that. We chose on February 28th to sit down with Andrew Lavoie and the Downtown Development Authority to work this out. We had several attorneys that told us that we had a right to be out there. The government had not created what is called a limited forum that would not allow us to participate there. We asked for it to sit down as Bulloch County citizens, and that's the way it should be done. On February 29th, we were served with a letter stating that we could not participate in a government-funded event, which is highly illegal. You cannot do that. But to clarify, we asked to sit down. We did not ask for a legal settlement for that to happen. We asked for a meeting to happen to talk, and we were shut down. At that point, we had to engage with an attorney to fight for our rights. But it shouldn't have to be that way. Government should have never shut down our right to participate in that. And any time that a government stands in the rights, it stands in the way of the rights of citizens, we as citizens have a right to stand back up against them. So we are labeled as complainers, but instead I tell you that we are citizens of this country. My granddad fought for this country in World War II. He came home with a Purple Heart. He dedicated his life to fighting for the rights, and he taught me two great things as a young man. First and most importantly, he read the Word of God to me every single night. And it's the same God that I serve. And the second is that the rights for all citizens are what is most important. And we're going to continue to use those rights, even through intimidation tactics, even when you get threatened, even when people get you kicked out of meeting locations. We're going to continue on because we have that right. And people call us troublemakers. We're not the ones causing the trouble. We didn't raise taxes. We didn't kick citizens out of First Friday. We didn't threaten a citizen and drag them into court. We have done nothing but come before this board and the city council and expressed our views. Let's just be honest. Y'all didn't like the signs we made. You didn't like your name on a sign, but that was an action you did. And we as Americans have the right to express our views, whether you like it or not. And telling people they need to sit down or stay home is just not right. So we're not going to be intimidated. If you want to make me angry, you mess with my God, or you mess with the rights of citizens. And I'll share with you what I shared with Miss Liz Johnson just a few weeks ago. I will go to bat for anybody's right to speak, whether you're a Democrat or Republican or anywhere in between. But we have the same rights to stand up and speak, and we're going to continue to do that. We've got 3 officers in here tonight. I don't know why the county has 3 officers at a meeting. Just a year ago, we had no officers here. We've got to be able to come and participate in this government without intimidation. Thank you.
Bill Emily.
Before Mr. Bill Emily comes up here, Mr. Lawton, could you come back up here for a minute?
Absolutely, yes.
Now, you always talking about citizens' rights. What
Yes.
about the other citizens that me and Mr. Ray represent, who come up here and we represent a large part of the city, who asked us why they don't have First Friday no more? They ain't got no rights?
Oh, I can answer that. The Downtown Statesboro Development Authority voted not to have it. It had nothing to do with us. We didn't get a vote in that.
They got rights too. They want to come with their families downtown and do what they wanted to do.
Yes, and we had a tent and we sat there and we conversed with people that came by. It is a patent lie for those that are saying that we were out there harassing people and that we were out there causing trouble. None of that ever happened. So that answers your question.
But one more question. Now, you
Yes,
call
sir.
yourself a preacher.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Tim down there stood up there and said a prayer, and you sat down.
Yes, sir.
You're a Muslim. What was that all about?
Well, first of all, I have the right.
I ain't got the right to ask you what religion you is, but everybody else stood up.
Yeah, I will.
A preacher.
Sir?
But you're a preacher, though, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No,
And-
I mean, you always come and say you represent citizens, but the citizens that me and Mr. Mosley represent, they ain't never came up to me and said anything about what you talking about.
Well,
What they've been telling me and Mr. Mosley, what happened to First Friday? Why we can't bring our family, children, dogs, and whatever come up here, which been something that's going on since 2009, and it's all of a sudden stopped because of a few people, not everybody.
yeah, those few people
you
is
say
the Downtown Development
everybody
Authority
has a
Board.
right to do what they want to do, and you are right. But there's a lot more people who have rights to come downtown too.
And we never stopped them from participating.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
What you gonna do with that money? You gonna give it to the food bank?
Well, first of all,
It's taxpayers' money, even though it was paid for by the insurance company. It's still money that could be used for the citizen. Are you gonna give that to the food bank or give it, help some family around here?
We're helping families every single day.
Wait,
Wait,
we're not talking
I'm
to
not
you.
talking to you. I'm talking to him.
well, first of all, to answer your question, I don't know if you realize it, but attorneys are not free.
Yeah.
Unlike what Marcus Tool says, all the attorney fees have to be paid out of the settlement. What you may also not know is that full $80,000 settlement is also taxable. So we're going to have to pay taxes on that, which is approximately $32,000. You start doing the math and you see that there's not a lot of money there. So,
Well, I'm just asking you,
and I'm answering your
I'm
question.
just asking what the citizens who I ran for and elected me to ask. That's all I'm asking. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's all I need.
I have one question. You get up here and preach. Do you have the right, I want a yes or no answer. You have the right to break the rules. Just break rules, period. Do you?
There were no rules broken.
Okay, your party rules.
Okay. Well,
Yes or no, do you have the right to break your rules of the party?
I did not
I'm just
break
saying
any
yes-
rules.
yes or no.
I'm not going to be intimidated by you,
That's
Mr.
fine. I just want
Commissioner.
to, I
I'm
just
gonna
want a
tell you
yes,
that
I just
the
want a
rule
yes or no.
6.8
I
that
just
he
want a
is
yes
talking-
or no answer in front of everybody.
There's no rules.
He not talking to
Yes.
you, he talking to him.
And I'm trying to answer his question, but he's trying to pigeonhole me.
talking-
No, I'm not
He's
pigeonholing you.
talking to you.
I just want a yes or no answer.
Then give me the opportunity to answer your question.
Yes or no. That's all I'm asking for.
I have not broken any rules.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I wanted to hear. That's all I wanted to hear. You haven't broken any rules.
I have not.
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear in front of everybody.
And the state party chair backed me up on that.
Okay,
Chairman Josh McCoon.
that's fine.
And I have an email from him as well, and I sent a copy to the entire county commission on that as well.
And I'm sure you paid an attorney for that as well.
That is uncalled for, Commissioner. I mean,
That's all my comment. Now, I just wanted a yes or no answer, and you wanted to pigeonhole it, so that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
I guess I might ask you one question, though. Have you
Yes.
ever been refused the opportunity to speak here?
At the county commission?
Yes, sir. When you would sign up,
No, sir. You've
Okay.
never refused me that opportunity.
try to
No, sir.
always treat people the same. Okay, that's all I've got, you know. Well, anybody else? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.